Simbolistas, welcome back. I'm Rebecca M, and in this pick a card reading, we're going to be finding out what vibes you guys give off. You know what I mean? Like what vibes you're giving off. Anyways, we have 3 cards for you to choose from. Card number 1, card number 2, and last but not least, card number 3. Good luck, you guys. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Simbolista. Don't forget to follow me on YouTube at Simbolista. And yeah, I think that's it. I love you guys. Let's get into the reading. Hey, pile number 1. This is your reading if you picked the moon card. Let's see. They're showing me an analogy of people out on the beach, and everybody's afraid to go out in the deep end because you can't touch the ground. So everybody wants to stay up on the shore. But you're the kind of person that is kind of so far out that you're always in this state of kind of bobbing with the waves. It's almost a smooth dance with the wave. And whenever a wave comes, you just kind of whoop, and you go right over it, and then you're back down, and you're able to kind of maintain yourself in this state of balance, even if it's kind of tumultuous out there. And everybody who's standing on shore they can't believe how terrifying that might be to be all the way out there. But from your perspective, those waves haven't really become waves. So you can take them a little easier because you're just kind of going with the flow. There is a kind of a dance with nature going on here. And everybody else who is safe on the shore because their feet can touch the ground are getting the brunt of the wave, because that's when the waves truly form and they crash upon the shoreline. And so they don't understand. Most people don't understand how you can take the hard hits so hard and still look very elegant while doing so. And it's because you're so far out there in what they would call the danger zone that you're safer out there than you would be on shore. Do you get what I mean? It's kind of a long analogy, but all in all, there really is something very elegant, something very graceful to your energy. You give off this air of deep knowing. Something about it's kind of a give and a take. It's a 2-part dance between you and the universe, between you and life. And you understand that there are lessons to be learned, and everything that comes your way, it's an opportunity for you to say, all right, I got that. Okay, lesson learned. Okay, all right, I got that, lesson learned. Move on. You live and let live. And so then everything becomes like this cyclical, rhythmic dance that you just kind of understand how it goes. Or at least you give off the appearance that you can take everything that comes your way. And most people can't do that, and they can't really fathom how someone can do it and appear so effortless in doing so. It's really beautiful energy. There's something here about how you have, it's like an inner beauty that shines through, and it doesn't mean you don't get sad. I mean, you most definitely, there is kind of a very melancholic air to this energy, where you do have you tend to wallow in your own melancholy from time to time, in your own little world of darkness. But you do it with such grace, and there's still something very beautiful in your sadness. I don't know if that really makes sense, but there's something there that even in the darkest of moments, there's still something about you that kind of shines through. Yeah, and you just give off that feeling of like, well, if they could do it and look at how well they did it, then I can go through it as well. Yeah, you're kind of really inspiring in that sense. And there's a regal air to you. Even if you may not see it. I do see here that there is kind of a... I know we talked a lot about how there's a lot that you can see coming, but there is a sense here that you don't know how beautiful you come off to people. You don't really see how you have this air about you that is... It's regal. It's from a higher realm. It's from a place that is both confusing and mysterious, but it's also alluring and enchanting. Yeah, really beautiful energy. It's complex. It's not as simple as it may appear, and people are quite perplexed by you in general, but they're intrigued.
And that was your reading. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. It really means a lot. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and to follow me on Instagram at Simbolista. Thank you so much. I love you.
All right, guys, if you picked pile number 2, the King of Swords card, let's see. This is a very strong energy that I'm picking up here. It is a very authoritative, very strong energy that you give off. But there's something else here. It's almost like there's a level of respect. Even if people don't like you, there's a level of admiration, of respect, and of trust. And I'm not gonna lie to you. There is a lot here. I have a feeling a lot of people are either envious of you, or you're misunderstood by them, or they might simply think you're kind of an asshole. But they still trust you, and they trust your judgment. And it's because no matter what, they trust that you have an answer to help them move forward. And even if you don't have an answer, they trust that you will find a way to get the answer. You're not someone who pauses. You're not one to live in the realm of stagnation. You're one to always be moving forward. And the only reason you pause is to regroup and learn what you need to learn in order to take the next step. But you're always in this constant state of, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? It's a lot of wanting to conquer the unknown. That's kind of the big gist that I'm getting about this pile. People get the sense that you're constantly on a mission, on a quest to discover and conquer and master that of the unknown. And it's not out of a place of, I must be the best, or I must know everything. It's simply out of, what's next? There must be something else. There must be another place that I'm meant to be. Yeah, there's a lot of leadership qualities here. Again, people might not like you, but they'll follow you because they believe in you. They believe that you will guide them and lead them on the right and narrow path. Or is it the straight and narrow path? I'm not sure. But there's a lot of trust here. You're very good with words. Very commanding with your words and of your words. You're able to give direction very well. And I think that is why you can command so much respect. Or that's really how people pick up on your vibe. It's not so much on like for example, if you stand in a room and you don't say anything, no one's really gonna pick up on anything. They'll pick up on your presence, but a lot of times your physical features may be misleading. It's when you start speaking that all of a sudden your words become your weapons. It's almost like a show of power. And it's not always intentional, but it is your main weapon, for sure. This is a really cool pile. I don't really know what else to say about this. It's very overpowering. And I have a feeling here that it's, again, none of it is necessarily intentional. It's like you're not meaning to come in here and say, all right, how many people can I annihilate with my words? It's just kind of like, all right, this is the next step. This is what needs to be done. And you command a room. You can command a room.
And that was your reading. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. It really means a lot. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And to follow me on Instagram at Simbolista. Thank you so much. I love you.
All right, and last but most certainly not least, if you picked the Temperance card, let's see here. Ooh, you have a really beautiful, ethereal nature to you. That's what people pick up on. Or at least that's the vibe you give off. It's almost this very airy, kind of dreamy quality. And do a lot of people think that you're lost in your mind and you're kind of a little flaky? Sure, but there's also something very beautiful about it. I get the feeling that you're somebody who just kind of wanders off. Like if everybody is shopping at the mall and everybody's looking at one thing, you'll just wander off and people are like, where the hell did this person go? And you'll show up like 30 minutes later like, hi, I was, they were giving away free coupons. And you're like, what is wrong with you? But it's like you follow like an inner voice and like a spirit that no one else can hear. It reminds me of that quote. I hope this is how it goes. I don't know, but it's something along the lines of, the dancing man was seen crazy by all those who could not hear the music. And that's kind of the vibe that you give off. It's a very whimsical kind of vibe. I have a feeling you're very forgetful as well. So you'll be halfway through a conversation and you'll say something like, don't interrupt me because, and then someone interrupts you and you're like, well, that thought is gone now. So thanks. But I have a feeling that you're the kind of person who could get lost in the woods and you just find your way back. Something that people would find terrifying, you'd just be like, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, I was in the woods, it was a fun time, I was looking at the flowers, and next thing you know, like 7 hours went by, but I'm back now, and everybody's like, what? Who are you? It's a very kind of fairy vibe. I would not be surprised if you have kind of glowy features. I don't know what I mean by that. I don't know if it's like glowy skin or just like eyes that kind of twinkle or shiny hair. I don't know what it is, but something very glowy. I don't know. You can interpret that however you'd like. But yeah, it's like you follow your own beat. You're probably quite stubborn as well. I would not be surprised if that's the case. Where it's just like, we're all gonna do this, and you're like, that's great, but not me. Come on, everybody's doing it. I'm sure they are. It's just like, nope. You have a mind of your own. But at the same time, you're only stubborn in no one can tell you what to do. You're not necessarily stubborn in I'm doing this and this is the only thing that I'm doing. Do you see what I mean? There's a slight distinction there, which is you're very free to change your mind and kind of go with the flow so long as it's your flow and it's no one else, directing your waters, if you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about like building a dam or something. I don't know. I have weird analogies. I'm acknowledging that now. Like halfway through the reading, I'm like, where did this analogy come from? But anyways, yeah, very beautiful. Very beautiful. I would not be surprised if you have a lot of earth in your chart. You're a free spirit. And the more you trust that, the more likable you are. I have a feeling that you're kind of self-conscious, that people will think you're really weird the more true you are to yourself and the more you express who you really are. But it's the opposite. It's when you kind of shut off what you really want to say, and when others don't really hear who you really are, when you're kind of faking it, or it's not faking it, it's like you're holding yourself back. It's like you've got yourself on a leash. And when you do that, it's like you're sending off mixed signals. So people don't really know. They kind of get the feeling that you're just not present, that you don't want to be there, that you're like annoyed or angry. And people are like, why are you like that? And you're like, I'm not mad, I'm not angry. But you give off that vibe. And it's because you're doing two things at once. You're being yourself and at the same time not allowing yourself to be yourself, and it confuses the hell out of people. So speak your truth. It's almost like it'll be easier for people to be able to see you for who you really are, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Don't be afraid to be who you are. All the other ones, I didn't give any kind of words of advice. I just kind of said, like, this is the vibe that you give up. But in this case, it's like, it's urging me to let you know that it's like if you just allow yourself to shine, people won't be able to look away. It's almost like you're afraid to shine. And I don't know why. It's almost like you're I don't know if it's ashamed or just kind of suspicious of letting people in, or letting people really see who you really are, or letting yourself see who you really are. And it's like, just allow yourself to be yourself, because it's remarkable. Like if we go back to the dancing man was seen crazy by all who couldn't hear the music, it's like, but if you allow yourself, they might see you as crazy, but they won't be able to look away because they'll be mesmerized by the dance. You see what I'm saying? It's like, follow your own beat. Be true to yourself, because it's like everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. It's not just you. It's like you bring something to the world. Allow that to shine through. Unless you're like a pedophile or like a psychopath or a murderer or something. In that case, it's like, yo, go to another reading. But in this case, like, be yourself. Honestly, be yourself.
And that was a reading. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. It really means a lot. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And to follow me on Instagram @Simbolista. Thank you so much. I love you.